Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel Devotion of Knowledge. Again, today we are back again with another very interesting video. In one of my previous videos, I discussed my interview experience at a company named Oracle, and that video was one of the most trending, or I would say viral videos of our channel, because it got many views. So I thought, why not to give it a shot about my another interview experience, which was at the company named SOPHOS. That video got many views because that was quite useful for many people, and I also got comments and feedback regarding that. So I thought placement seasons are also gonna begin in some very short time, one or a month too. So let me create a detailed interview experience of mine at SOPHOS, and so that people applying or getting the interview call from SOPHOS might find the video very useful, and they can get some very important insights which might get result into their good interview. So yeah, that was the main introduction. So let us start the video. So those who are aware, SOPHOS is a very big, and it's a very huge cyber security company. And basically this company came in at my campus for hiring in the on-campus placements. So let us first discuss that what was the role offered, what was the package that was offered into this company. So role was of malware researcher. So basically these are core cybersecurity roles. So if one is interested, one can go and apply onto the company portal, and if it is coming into your campus placements, then this is the golden opportunity for the ones who are really interested in cybersecurity, because I was having my minors as well in the cybersecurity, so I was quite interested in this thing. Package was of 13.38 LPA, which is decent package, you can see. And the role that was offered, a location that was being offered was remote. This is the thing that many of you might find interesting, because work from home, you are getting 13.38 LPA, which is almost a lakh rupees per month. So it is a very good amount. So many of you might find this interesting, but for me, all these things were good, but this thing was much more important to me, because I was really willing to get into the field of cybersecurity. So the hiring process was into three parts. First was online assessment, the OA we would say, then first round, and then second round. So let us first of all go through each and everything, so that you can understand that what was there exactly into each of the rounds or each of the steps in the hiring process. So the first thing was online assessment, or OA we would say. OA was quite lenient, just operating system questions, CN questions, a bit of DSA, DBMS, means all the things that are required for placement, core subjects and DSA. These were the main things that were there in the OA, and all these things were on a easy level, nothing much complex, nothing much hectic, straightforward things were there. So OA I was able to crack. Then there was my first round, and first round was taken by a company official who was there in the company for past 10 years. So आप समझ सकते हो, एक बंदा 10 साल से इंडस्ट्री में है, वो भी एक ही कंपनी में. So his academic intellect, his knowledge regarding the field in which he is working will be on next level. You can't compete, or you can't argue with that on this particular thing about his intelligence. And believe me, the person who took my interview, I would not take his name obviously, but that was the best interviewer I have ever got. Best not from my experience, but best from his duty point of view. The way he took my interview, the questions he asked, and the answers that I gave, he evaluated very excellently. Let me give you all the things step by manner so we can understand exactly. So first he started with the introduction. Obviously it is the first thing in almost all the interviews. In introduction, everyone sees his background, academics that he got, and extracurricular activities. So there were two interesting things that he found in my extracurricular activities. In academics, I would say my minor was of cybersecurity. Minor was in cybersecurity. CS I will be writing in the short form. Apart from that, I was managing director in cybersecurity club at my college. And the third thing was that this YouTube channel on which you guys are watching the video, these two particular things he found very interesting. And first of all, he told me that what is this minor thing and all. So I explained him that the education policy of our college and all that, what is this minor thing, 5 subjects we study, what were the subjects that I was being taught and everything. Then he found out on these two particular things. First one of that managing director, my position at a club, and second one was this YouTube channel. So 5 to 7 minutes of dedicated discussion was done on these two things. He told me that what were the various challenges and everything that I handled, what were the activities, what were the events that we organized at the club, how I tackled the challenges and all. So it was not on that high level, it was moderate. Means if you have worked in any club, then you will be able to answer, and such things are not technical, so answers might be on a different note, but they are true. If the thing is technical, then you have to present it to the point. But in extracurricular or managerial questions, you can handle it on your own as per your story and all. Second thing was this YouTube thing that he asked me about, and I explained to him accordingly that how I do run a YouTube channel, what's the main motive about this, what are the learnings and everything that I used to get. So yes, these were the two things that he found unique in my profile. So he uh, tried to know about such things. Second thing was that he directly dived onto my resume, and there was one project in my resume named Fishguard, and this is about basically a combination of cybersecurity and machine learning. How? Let me tell you. It takes basically a URL, https slash slash this domain name is there, slash this API endpoints and all. So I was basically extracting some of the features from the URL. Around 24 features I was deriving, that what are the number of endpoints, what is the length of the URL, there is the domain name existing or not, what is the age of the domain name, what is the expiry date of the domain name, whether it has https or http, etc., all these things. And after deriving this 24 features from all the URLs, I was creating a data set and then was applying a machine learning model on this to identify that whether an upcoming URL is legit or malicious. So this was my project Fishguard. He just asked me three questions. Three questions just he asked me, and he figured out that this is not a cyber security project. No, this is an machine learning project. He also told me that no, you have done good work in this, but the thing was that my main effort was on ML side and not on cyber security side. So his main motive of telling me this, that don't sell this project on the name of cyber security. No, sell this project on the tag of machine learning, because your main effort was on the side of machine learning. This complex thing he figured out in just three questions. So that guy was really genius in terms of his knowledge and everything. Then he gave me a DSA project, a DSA question. It was just a basic linked list problem. So he was just trying to make sure that I wrote problem solving skills and C++ in my resume. So whether I was aware or not regarding this linked list thing, because there you have to handle pointers and all. It was not that advanced. It was a basic question. So I was able to handle this as well. So that interviewer took interview of around 5 people of 5 of my friends, but I was the only one who got shortlisted. I was only one who got shortlisted because he was literally very genius in terms of taking interview. He was, as I said, just 3 questions he asked, and he was able to figure out that this is not an ML project. This is a cybersecurity not project. It is an ML project. So I was the only one who got shortlisted. So yeah, because I was well prepared enough, so I got shortlisted. So this was the story of first round. Then comes the second round, and believe me, the interviewers that I got in the second round, best interviewers. There were 2 people in the second round interview. Both of them were senior. One was having an experience of 14 years, and another one was having an experience of 11 years. But both of them were very, very, very friendly people. So this interview was very smooth from my point of view. They were very chill people. First, my email ID profile is my photo in which I am standing at Sardar Sarovar Dam, which is Narmada river, Statue of Unity, all might be knowing. So the first thing that he told me that, oh, this is the dam, that Sardar Sarovar Dam. I was like, yes, sir. And he was very excited to tell me that he just visited that particular place a couple of months ago. So the interview started with this light sense of humor, and also they also were very fascinated by my position of MD at a club and my YouTube channel on which you all are seeing this video. So these 2 things, they asked me for 10 minutes around dedicated discussion. Again, what the activities that we organize at the club, what are the challenges that I handle, and on YouTube, what are the learnings I am getting. You are investing such amount of time, so what are all the things that you are getting in return, and all the things. Then they again shifted to my resume part. In resume, they asked me about my internship project that I did in my hometown, and it was basically a merge stack internship, TypeScript based frameworks and everything. So internship project, and they asked me all the things in detail. Almost I would say 15 minutes were there for this particular thing. They asked me each and everything from handling that, how I handled API, to handling authentication on front end as well as back end, how I did all those things. So yes, and also how I handled it on the database layer as well. So all those things were asked to me. Then they shifted on the role which was about a malware researcher. So in this, they asked me about that, what is malware, what are its basic types, how to handle it, analyzing logs. Means it was a bit of core cybersecurity, but I was able to answer it because I studied my minor subjects very well, which was about cybersecurity only. Next thing that he asked was type of architectures that are present in for computer, which is like a load store architecture, etc. Because they were willing to ask me questions based on assembly language. Because see, malware is a kind of role in which one should also have some decent knowledge of hardware, because hardware knowledge is also mandatory for becoming a good malware researcher. So I was able to answer this not perfectly, but decently, and they told me to write one basic code, I would not say code snippet, but a basic snippet of an assembly language to perform a very simple operation, which was like a to load the data of 2 to 3 variables in a register and to perform some operations. I am not exactly remembering, but they were like simple operations of first adding and multiplying and then dividing. So Basically you have to follow load store architecture. If you are not aware, load store architecture is like you have to store the operands in dedicated registers, and then you have to apply operations in ALU, so accumulator and all. Yeah, so this was the main thing. Then they asked me about regular expression. Yes, this is also important thing. I was aware about this thing, but only on a definition or a conceptual level, nothing on an implementation point of view. I was not aware about this thing. So they asked me that for what regular expression is used. So regular expression is like some automation or a script that we write to automate some of the tasks. For example, one is to make sure that whether the email that we are getting, email id is legit or not. So we have to make sure that there are no capital letters, there is not any numeric letter on the starting, there has to be alphabet, a numeric letter has to be at the end of the part, then there has to be at the rate, and dedicated domain name like gmail.com or any company's name has to be there. So one writes a python code or any script for this to make sure that this particular thing is correct or not. Similarly, we are writing such kind of code to make sure that to automate some of the tasks. So regular expression I explained from that point of view, but they were satisfied with the answer that yes, I am aware about this thing, even though was not aware about this in detail, but I was having some decent idea. So this was about regular expression. Then they answered a question me on a side of machine learning. In this performance metrics, I was asked in detail to explain with an example, which is like that confusion matrix we write, true positive, true negative and all, ml. Then in ml also loss function and all, means this was a bit on a higher side, not a normal, but if you studied the subjects you will be able to answer this. After that they gave me a DSA problem, which was sudoku checker only, that I have also uploaded my Oracle experience. Last round problem was this only, sudoku checker, so I was able to write this within a couple of minutes. Then comes the interesting part. My interview was just for around 45 minutes, but interview continued for more than 1+ hour, because after 40 to 45 to 50 minutes they found me that I was a good candidate. So they were just telling me things that when you will be coming to the company you will be having night shifts, and then you will be supposed to do xyz kind of work, means all the things that I will be doing when I join the company. uh, Also they were telling me tech stack that I will be using for most of the time when I join the company, everything. Also I have to work sometimes on weekends. If any emergency comes, then it is like a police and a thief kind of job, they were telling me. So thief or a robber is always 2 step ahead of a police, so we have to be always aware, you have to be always very much cautious that no problem, and if any problem occurs we have to handle it as soon as possible and all. So all those questions were like, they only tell if one is selected or one is having a very strong chances of getting selected. So I was being asked all those questions and I was damn confident that yes, this time my placement, I will be getting selected into SOPHOS for sure, because all those questions are not asked to a person who is having a medium or bad interview. So for almost 15 to 20 minutes this was the discussion that we had, and at last he told me that see, if you are coming into this field, this is mentally challenging field as compared to a normal developer field, because it is a very responsible job, because data leak and all, means cybersecurity is something which is very responsible job. So I have to be mentally ready for this thing. So basically they were just telling me that indirectly I was processing this, that I am getting selected and I have to just wait for the official mail to come that I have been selected. But somehow like Oracle, I was not selected into this one as well. My interview, this was my best of the best interviews that I have given till date. uh, all the questions that they asked, I presented best of the best answers, and they were also very, very, very much satisfied with the answers that I gave. All these things that they told me also made me believe that I was just on a verge of getting an official email of getting selected, but God's plan is something different. So I was not selected into this one, and one of my friends was selected in this. Obviously, he has a better cybersecurity profile than mine because his summer internship was also in this, but I was not selected, even though I was thinking that I will be selected into this for sure, but was not. So yeah, that's it from my side for this. If you have any queries regarding Sophos interview experience, please feel free to write in the comment section below. I will be very happy to answer all your questions or feedback or anything that you are willing to communicate with me. Feel free, comment section is yours only. And yes, I think this interview experience might be useful to all of you who will be appearing for this into your college, off campus, etc. So yes, I think this is it from my side for this video. We will be meeting in the next video very soon, very, very soon. Till then, keep learning and keep hardworking. Thank you very much.